Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm MaryAnne. Very grateful to be here with you. I'm starting a little earlier today. I do have a massage client in about an hour and a half, and I'm going to say that I appreciate you being here and taking the time. It means so very much to me, and it's absolutely something I love doing for you. And today, welcome to your Sun Sign Love Connection reading. We have the main sun sign in Cancer today. And it just so happens that, Cancer is ruled by the moon. And that full moon is already being felt by me and a lot of people. I know this. It's on Saturday, the 31st, which is 2 days from now. But you generally start to feel the effects and the emotion and the draw and the powerfulness of this full moon, which is going to be in Taurus. And it's the blue moon, so that's even more special and beautiful. And so, yes, if that's happening, I fully can relate to you. And it comes in different forms and different ways. But what with the Cancers being, ruled by the moon, they really, really feel things. And I always said that they actually have this superpower to be able to receive messages and guidance and downloads and amazing prophetic dreams and things during a full moon, certainly, even other times of the year. Every month we have our full and our new moon. This month is a very, very powerful one from the beginning of the month being in Aries. Well, 29th of, or I should say the 30th of September through the 1st was the full moon in Aries, it packed a wallop. Then we had the new moon in Libra on the 16th, and it's always about initiations, and Libra's about fairness and balance in relationships. So I'm sure that involved many of the people watching my channel and the connections involved here, which is what I do. Love connections of all different types. So I'm going to be picking the highlighted connection now for Cancer, and therefore I will read, as far as the highlighted connection, it is about reading 3 specific main categories for that connection, and then an individual tarot card for every other single zodiac sign in connection to Cancer. Just some information and a message for you that's important, right? Everybody gets covered that way, and I love that. I started doing that, I think, a month ago. I thought this makes more sense. Hopefully you're liking it and you'll resonate. You're not going to resonate all the time, but check to see, other messages coming through with the other individual messages. And more times than not, there's something that's going to click for you. So let's see what that highlighted is. When it goes in the middle, it's a little crazy. I like to, you know what though? I just had a thought. I'm noticing it's right in the center. That happened 2 days ago. Let me try again, actually landing on. It could be so many that way. Cancer and Leo. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's powerful. That was my loving, beautiful brother, may he rest in peace, and his wife. And yet my brother was the Leo, his wife is the Cancer, and my brother had a Cancer moon. When that's happening, that's a whole different video. But if you have the sun sign of one and the moon of the other, there's such a connection. It is so almost, I want to say faded. Not almost, it's absolutely fated and destined. And it certainly was in their case, which I won't go into detail about, but I like it a lot. So I'm going to talk a little bit about each sign like I do, and then read, like I said, the 3 major category tarot messages for this highlighted connection, and finish with some beautiful oracle messages out of 2 of my beautiful oracle divinations. And what am I trying to say here? I think that's it. We'll just keep it moving and keep it going here. And today is October 29th, like I said, 2020. So it is for today, but it can certainly linger on, as most energies do. You might not even feel it today. The message may be nice, but you're like, I look forward to that. So I'm going to continue to shuffle, though, as I go along. Cancer is the water element, as I mentioned, ruled by the moon. Cancer is one of the most sensitive, imaginative, seductive, caring, nurturing, maternal signs that you're going to find. They're very, very interested in helping and When they love big. Love is extremely important to them. And when they have that special person, friend, family member, whatever the love connection is, it's like they want to just hold on to that with everything they are, with those pinchers, you know, they're the crab, the symbol of the crab. And you know, they can be quite subtle and a little bit shy and a little flirtatious. And sometimes, you know, the other person involved might not make, they may miss that cue. And if that happens more than once, I don't know that you're going to get that again from a Cancer, because, you know, once again, they're a little shy and they don't want to make a mistake. And they want you to pick up on that, for heaven's sakes. And if you're not, they're thinking, maybe that's not the right one. See, they have this uncanny, innate intuition that they're born with. And let's face it, the power of the moon and the way it controls the tides is a part of what's happening with a Cancer at all times in their lives, you know. They're a cardinal sign, so they are the initiators and the doers, and they like to keep things moving and you know, be active and socializing and helping out with family always, first and foremost. Very, very astute in their jobs and capable of, you know, entrepreneurial, anything. You know, they're very shrewd about their money and ways to save it. They can be very conservative about it for the very fact that their security and trust is more important than a lot of other signs in the zodiac. Those are the two key components, I think, that matter so much to a Cancer. And if they have been, you know, let down, or, you know, the trust has been broken, it's really hard for them to overcome that a lot of times. They're extremely sentimental too. You know, they're the people that you'll go into their home and they have photo albums from years past with friends or family, and they cherish them, have little shrines, you know. So yeah, it's hard for them to overcome being hurt, and they will retrieve in that shell for an undetermined amount of time until they've been healed and the wounds are, you know, more or less healed. And even if they do forgive, you know, in a realistic way, and they're emotionally probably will never completely heal, to be honest. They're just too deeply into their emotions, and that's what the water signs represent. Emotion and depth and feeling, and they connect with energies all around them, and they sense things, you know, and they know, and it's a lot to handle sometimes. But it's really important to have someone in your life that's like that, because they can really draw you in and make you feel deeply cared for and loved. And then you have Leo. Almost want to say ditto on all accounts. The difference is that the water is water and Leo is fire. And boy, are they ever fire, because they have this magnetic strength and confidence, and they are ruled by the sun. So we have ruled by the moon and ruled by the sun, the huge, big, bright, bold, predictable, constant planets, right? That we know we can count on, that will always be there, even if it's a cloudy day. That sun is actually out there. And the moon will come up at night every single time, even when it's an eclipse, or it's, you know, hidden by the clouds once again, or a new moon. It's there, we're just not seeing it. And mind you, there's a lot of mysticism and interest in the occult and the unseen mystical aspects of life with the Cancer, and a lot of Leos too. Leo is the epitome of, you know, like I said, self-confidence and pride and dignity are the two. Because one time last year maybe, it was one of the beautiful viewers that commented, which I love. And if you do want to subscribe and you haven't, please do so that you can comment to me and share with me the way you feel, or ask me questions and interact with me, because that's really, I'm not charging anything right now. You know, I will be doing private readings, of course, and all that's it can be done now. If you have any questions, that's another thing. Ask me how to reach me. We'll figure it out until I'm able to really make it work on a technical, and, you know, just commenting or connecting with me would be a great way. But it's also extremely helpful and as far as YouTube's concerned, of course. They want to see a lot of people subscribing and liking so you can get to the next levels. And so that's where it becomes a competitive thing where I'm kind of, that's why I love doing it in my community and have for years, because I never really had this kind of format. But I think it's really essential. It has helped me immensely to do this for everybody during the lockdown this year. I don't know what I would have done. And now that I'm now back just about 3 weeks to work, it's really something I want to continue to do. So your liking is a way of paying me, you know. It's such a beautiful compliment to me, and I truly appreciate it greatly. But enough of the sermon there. Yeah, so I could see actually Leos. They're so that's what I was going with this. The viewers had said I had written something about Leo and I had been speaking about it. And I said pride, and they go, yeah, it's pride, but it's also dignity. And they're absolutely right. I had 2 Leo brothers. One had passed, like I said, and then one is alive and well and very much a Leo and an amazing actor on stage, you know, and has been his entire life. My whole family is from a theater entertaining background since my mother was in that field, and she just kind of dragged us along, and there you have it. Everybody had some touch of that, and basically they make their livelihood and have their whole lives from what they do. Musicians, magicians, actors, singers, dancers, you name it. So the Leo is very, very capable and wants to be center stage, loves the attention. Oh my gosh, yeah, they thrive on that. And because of that, they want to do an extremely good job. And, you know, their reputation is at stake, and that means a great deal to them. So they're going to do a very, very good job at whatever they do. And, you know, they love they're like a king of their castle, basically. They want to be in charge. They want to have the first word, maybe the last. And, you know, not every personality really wants that, but I'll tell you, it's perfect for this Cancer, because Cancer is all about nurturing, all about caring. And let me tell you, they have this amazing way of keeping their partners in their life. They can cook like there's no tomorrow a lot of times. Not everybody, this is general. A lot of them do. That's such a good, you know, gift to have. It's very, very nurturing, and it nourishes, which is essential for life, right? And I would say that the appetite of a Leo is insatiable at times, but very, very giving and very heart-centered, and just wanting to love fully. They take love very seriously, and they love being loyal. And so I think there's a beautiful connection with these two, and yet so different, right? But very complementary, as I always say, and very seductive and very fiery, and intimate relationships can be extremely passionate and powerful. So I like these two for the connection, especially for today and reading it. And who knows what this full moon will bring. It might bring some amazing, incredible things to your lives. Let's see what the messages have to say. And I'll lay them out and explain them, of course. Excuse me. And yeah, beautiful. So, oh, I love this. Okay, wonderful. So you have 2 major arcanas right off the bat. That's very important. Those are life events that mean a great deal. They're changing karmic aspects, transformation, like could change your life forever type of thing. And I always say for the best, right? That's where we're going in this channel. It's the optimistic upliftment that I'm always striving for and to share with you. Because throughout my life, throughout the ins and outs, that was given to me by Spirit and by God and by my higher power. And that's why I'm here to share that with you in the most loving, authentic way. The first card is the overall energy. Excuse me. It is about, I call the catalyst, the energies that led you to this reading. And once again, it is for today, October 29th, 2020, but could certainly go further as we're ending the month, you know. I will be back next month with the beginning readings and then mid-months again, and just keep going around this beautiful zodiac circle. So you have the Ace of Swords. This is so incredibly beautiful when it comes to communication that's clear and truthful and fair and and balanced and recognizing the equality in your connection in life. It's about a new start. I see these, I believe them to be like olive branches. That's just what my take has always been on that. So if there's been confusion in a retrograde, hello, all about communication mishaps, transportation issues, and technology, slowing us down, making us rethink and review and so forth. So if that was happening, guess what? There's a new revolution, a new insight, a new approach or perspective in ways that you can speak and feel strong and confident, and you're working together as one, and it's a beginning, it's a new start, it's a transformation and a new cycle, basically. And when it comes to the swords, they're the air, so it is about speaking and communicating on all different forms, but also it's about institutions, and it's about great information or news having to do with, lawyers or doctors or anything of that sort. Maybe getting your checkups. I always say I'm not a doctor. Making sure that you're feeling your strongest and your best, and asking for help and then receiving it comes from this beautiful message. It has to do with air signs that are Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. So perhaps they're in your connection right now and helping in the ways I described. But it's all about truth, and truth is so important, and releasing the falsehoods, which, by the way, the full moons tend to really do. They light up circumstances that might have, a little bit of weakness to them, things that have been coming back in our lives continuously to end and release once and for all. That is beautiful. I like that energy for you. Excuse me. And it seems like it's something in this room. I did sage it on my birthday, which was at the beginning of October. But when I walk in here, I usually sneeze a couple times. Who knows? I'm working my best towards it. We'll get through it. The second card is the possible blessings or obstacles that could occur in your life. And you have the Fool, which is the major arcana. So basically, with this clear communication going on, and this forthrightness, which is essential for both of you, for the trust and the foundation necessary in all relationships. You have this, I'm going to take the risk and say yes, and allow the beautiful co-creation of life and source to lead me and guide me. And this could be in regards to, of course, your love, your relationship, your work, your just wanting to travel, to go away, to just let things go, to release the stresses, to feel the strength, to trust in yourself and others in the process. It's zero. It's opportunity. It's the sphere that allows us to open up and just go forth. And then there's the dog, which is the loyal companion, right? Right there by your side, but kind of saying, "I'll be sure you're okay with this," and just saying, "Yes, I am. I've been too held back this year, and I know what I want, and I love what I'm feeling, and I'm going for it." I feel like that's a blessing. The only obstacle is maybe just having to wait just a little longer before you actually take that leap, because it's always best during a retrograde to kind of really relax and review and rethink it just before you do make the changes and initiate new beginnings. And that's all changing by the Mercury goes forward on the 3rd, which is, election day. And then Mercury, which is huge for everybody. It's just the fiery, especially fire signs, of course, has been, Mars has been in retrograde in Aries for a while, and it's going to be through the 13th of November. So the ambition and the energy has been kind of wanting, and you don't have quite the same momentum, perhaps, and it's when you need to stop and just take vacations and take time to slow down and just to be together and just basically be, a human being, right? I love that when I read that. We're not human doings, we're human beings. So then we have the last category, also a major arcana. And it is the under the category of finances or physical, tangible things that we need to keep our lives feeling secure and stable and, you know, earthly, practical things in our life. And you have the Judgment. This is amazing. This is really, really important because justice is similar in a lot of ways. And justice is the scales. It's representative of, you know, Libra. We just finished Libra season. We're in Scorpio season now. So that should feel really good for Cancer as well. I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue on with this because I don't want to keep clearing my throat, but I'll see what I can do. and then, well, this will be interesting for you. Hopefully that helped. No, but so Judgment is so deep because it comes from within. It comes from recognizing once again the transformation that has to take place from within us, you know, from death to life to rebirth to regenerating to reinventing, basically, from the grave to the, you know, what, so above so below. Guided information, guided intuitive hits of knowing you've made the right choice. The judgment has been made. There's no second guessing it at this point. So financially, it could have to do with, you know, where you are at this point and what you did, what choices were there. No need to feel negative about choices made. We didn't have a lot of choice this year. It was literally out of our control. A lot of us don't like to hear or feel that. But it was about surrendering that very thing this year and knowing that anything that occurred that affected your finances that was out of your hands will be absolutely taken care of, and the judgment will be in your favor because that's just the law of attraction, you know, giving and receiving. When it's taken away, it will return. And feeling confident and strong and good about that. Judgment about life in general, but, you know, let's face it, when it's under the financial category and we care a great deal, like I said, especially Cancer and Leo, of course, about that stability and the ability to be safe and secure with our families and those we hold so dear to us. Something you did, I think, in the past was the right choice that led to this judgment that's going to keep your finances stable. And perhaps investments that you did are going to pay off. And it's beautiful. I feel really positive, especially the prelude prior to the, you know, message being this beautiful Fool of, I did what I could, and now it's going to just, I'm leaving it up to, you know, to the higher power, to my higher power, and knowing that the judgment is the right one for me. And you will be hearing about it too. So as maybe with this full moon, boy, I think it'll declare a lot of things. And knowing, by the way, with the full moon in Taurus, which is very, very, it's a beautiful combination element with certainly with the water elements, earth and water. But what I was going to say is that Uranus, the planet of unpredictability and surprises and, you know, just instant changes and transformation, like just out of the blue, is in Taurus, and Taurus is in money, and it could be incredible surprises or changes that, you know, come in out of nowhere and things you least expected to build that security again. I hope that's the case. I would love for you to share that with me if that is the case. It would just be a beautiful thing to know the resonance and the messages are there so that you can to take them in and, you know, and use them should you decide to do so. Or recognize them, I should say. Because sometimes they're so fleeting, they come and go, and it's not like you miss out on them. You may not really recognize that was part of the co-creation I speak of. You know, you're creating your life, but you are being helped at all times. And sometimes it feels really strongly evident, and sometimes it's very subtle. So I love those messages. I think they're very inspiring, and I pray that that's what you're feeling and what's going on with you too. Beautiful highlighted connection of Cancer and Leo. And now I'm going to be reading the individual message, like I said, for each zodiac sign in connection with Cancer. So let's go around counterclockwise today. First we'll do Virgo, and I love this, I always have, and I know, oh my gosh, over the, 30 years of readings and studying of astrology and connections and who gets along and you know, all the different variables. This is a steadfast one that I see time and time again. It makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of differences, but they also really help each other. They help to grow, strengthen. It's a permanent type of relationship, which once again, that Cancer wants that stability and security. They don't want to fall deeply in love with somebody that's going to be gone, you know, here today, gone tomorrow. That's not their thing. They're old-fashioned in the way that they're okay with meeting one or two great loves in their life. Literally, that's, and the partners love that old-fashioned part to them too. And it is old-fashioned a lot of times these days. But anyway, so Virgo is very, very steadfast, very intelligent. They're a mutable sign, very adaptable. And they are hardworking, and they are determined to create the stability and the security, which is once again very, very attractive to the Cancer, and Cancer will certainly give back tenfold. So they both have this beautiful, you know, equilibrium in where they put forth in the relationships. Virgos are an analytical sign, very interested in studies and opening that mind and digging deep into all topics and subjects, and they know so much about so much, and they're very organized and, you know, practical and sensible and accountable and neat a lot of times and tidy and just, you know, workaholic sometimes though. So making sure you have that balance with family and work is essential, and having the communication about that. Your specific message for the two of you is the Six of Pentacles, and there is that Earth. The Pentacles represent Earth, right? The Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And 6 is beautiful because it's balance in everything I just spoke of, and it's reciprocal. So it could be either one of you giving to each other and then also receiving back, you know, the give and take of life, the currency, you know, the currents of the tides and the moon and the water in us, the willingness to give and to share and to care, right? That's so beautiful. I like it a lot. It shows people, you know, almost like beggars, but, and then the scale, the balance, you know, balancing out what do you do in life for others, and what do you find yourself receiving back? Sometimes like, wow, why did I receive that? When you're giving unintentionally and just from your heart, you're going to find that you get all sorts of things from the universe, especially when you don't expect it. I love that for the two of you. It makes perfect sense to me. And then we go to Cancer and Libra. Talk about scales. They're on this card as well, and that's the balance. That is an air sign. That is about communication and wanting to connect and share and talk and understand all points of view. Really caring a great deal about all relationships is what Libras do, and they are ruled by Venus. They love love, they love friendship, they love love, you know, they love beauty, and they love feeling good, looking good, and they love fairness and equality, and absolutely, you know, tend to go for the underdog, the ones that don't seem to have enough. They want to give them even more, you know, they recognize them as being equal. I noticed that I had a best friend who's Cancer. I've had a lot of Cancers in my life, and she was my best friend, and we moved into our apartment together and all that. We used to seldom talk now, and I think about it. I mean, Facebook kind of brought us together back when it was first started, and she's in another state, so I understand it to a point, but I will always hold on to our laughter and our fun. And I recognized her as being sensitive, you know. I have a Pisces rising. I think that helped understand it even more, because as a Libra, you get a little detached in your mind, and you know that happens. It's not that we don't care, but we get very much in our thoughts, and it's just a different way of, you know, seeing the world or interacting in this world. I think they're both equally as important. You have the Ace of Cups. There's just this beautiful illumination around love and feelings and emotion, and especially with the full moon. I start feeling it myself. I just sit and cry. It's out of happiness. It's out of gratitude. It's the deepest feelings, you know, and I love feeling like that. Sometimes we get almost numb, you know, and we need to feel, we need to cry, we need to cleanse. And this is a new beginning. It's a new start. It's a new opportunity. It's beautiful and shining and filled with happiness and promise. So I love seeing that for the two of you. It's gorgeous. There's the water, you know, there's the emotion there. And I like that a lot. So then you go with Cancer and Scorpio. Beautiful. Whew, this is very, very magnetizing, mysterious, you know, mysterious. And there's a secretiveness about that, Scorpio. It's like you want to know what that is. And you too, Cancer, have that. Now, the difference of the two water signs, and there's going to be this common denominator, you know, the understanding of feeling things, you know, and the depths of your emotions is very comparable. But Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, so there's a real need for transformation within themselves, to dig deep, to see the dark, the shadowy side that's part of life in every one of us. They accept that in you. They understand it in themselves. Reinventing and helping others transform. Anyone in their path that they can help, they will. They care a great deal. They're very intense, very, very set and fix. They're a fixed sign. They get set on an idea. They're going to be the best at it. They're going to pursue it and continue with it for as long as it's something that's helpful and adding to their lives or the connections that they're involved in. Yeah, they understand the mind. They're very, very intuitive as well. Psychic is very much a part of them. They love the occult, the things that are hidden or not necessarily out in the open or talked about so much. They're very passionate. They love the physical aspects of relationships. They truly believe that's how you can know someone, is through the touch. And so, yeah, I think you two have that in spades. Your specific message, I'll be darned, is the Seven of Swords. So here's something about the air quality again, the words. So somewhere in your connection, and I want to say not within you, and I really believe that's true, I pray that's true, you recognize some people that have not been to your highest good. They've kind of been tricksters. They're kind of like deceiving you in some ways. Playing games, not being fully honest. Maybe in some ways, I don't know, the two of you haven't been fully honest about how you feel about each other. You're too concerned about being hurt, maybe. You're holding back. You know, there's not everything's being brought to the light. Well, it makes sense in a lot of ways with the depths, like I said. But it's a really good thing to consider letting that go now with this full moon. The culmination of doubts can just be erased. Let it go, you know. And by the way, Pluto tends to do that. It brings out the most darkest and insecurity in ourselves so that we can banish that and grow stronger and realize we're worth everything that we believe we're worth. It's about our mind and what we think. So yeah, and staying away from that energy first and foremost. The two of you are not interested in anybody that doesn't have anything worth saying or speaking about. What is the saying? If you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. That's predominant in this. Maybe a lack of communication with this, you know, Mercury retrograde. I mean, it's Scorpio season and it's their birthday. Happy birthday, Scorpios. And we had retrograde Mercury in your sign up until like 2 days ago. It's in Libra till the 3rd. So it went from Scorpio to... So there might have been some misunderstanding or mistrust is what's coming to mind. But that can be cleared up like a snap of your fingers if it's not already. And I think there's enough love there for that to happen. 7 is working through difficulties. It is a lucky number otherwise. But being careful of how you're speaking and what you're thinking. Maybe being ultra sensitive. Then we go from Cancer to Sagittarius, and this is one I see a lot. It's almost a polar opposite, not quite. There's this definite attraction. It's that water and fire, and that creates steam and boiling, and there's always going to be this tension that's very, very alluring and mystical in a way. You know, it's like, what is it? I want to know more. I just want to know more, you know. Well, the Sagittarius, excuse me, is a fire sign. So that in itself is a brilliance that you can't miss, right? Their energy is very, very attractive, and they tend to be very optimistic. They are a mutable sign, and they can adapt and move and go all sorts of places and do all sorts of things. And trust me, they love being versatile. They love adventure. They love movement, half man, half horse. They have an arrow and they point that, and that's their destiny. And a lot of times it's far-reaching places. You know, their mind is very filled with philosophical, higher learning aspects and ideas and truth. Very much about truth. That appeals to you, Cancer. It would appeal to anybody, and they want that as well. They are a freedom-seeking sign, though. So as much as I know Cancer's like the ones they love to be as close to home as possible, you can trust in the Scorpio, and when you do, you can work out anything, right? Because love is the strongest, most beautiful, powerful energy there is. And it's important to do that because they're amazing people ruled by Jupiter. That's all about luck and benevolence and opportunities and amazing fun and good times and expansion of whatever it is, your relationship, your work relationship, your partnerships, anything like that can be beautiful. And your energy message is the Seven of Pentacles. So I guess the two of you, in some ways, you're really just kind of thinking this year has just been a real mind blower for a lot of people, right? It just has really made us think. And once again, the Pentacles are practical things, you know, the physical, tangible things we need in this 3D world. We have to have them, spiritually or not. I'm a spiritual person, and I think I would give so much of my money away if I won the lottery. It's not funny, right? I don't need all that, but I know it needs to be given to people who need it. I'd like to be that person. So I don't think you're overwhelmed or over concerned about, you know, having to be extra wealthy, but I know the initiative is there with a lot of Sagittariuses, and they just seem to have that ability, as do you. You're pondering and wondering, now that you've had time off, which a lot of people had unexpectedly, unwantedly, and thinking, what am I really invested in this? All this energy, is my value being recognized, you know? And it's a real thought process going on, you know? Although it's not an error, it's a tangible, important part of our lives. So I feel like there might be just a little bit of disappointment, of course, like with so many of us thinking, here I thought this year was going to just be gangbusters. Trust me when I tell you the results of what's happened, which has been so difficult in so many ways and so challenging for a lot of us, not everybody. The results in a year or two or so, it just may knock your socks off. It may be the most incredible thing that came in a very unexpected package, right? But just really focusing together on ways to feel more satisfied, you know, like you're doing what you love, loving what you do, kind of thing. That'll help build that, continually building that foundation and the wealth that you need. Wealth is in everything, right? Your health, your family, whatever that may be. So I see that, and the messages are coming clear to me about that. Then you have Cancer and Capricorn. That is actually your polar opposite, but it is very attractive. And trust me, Capricorn has Jupiter in their sign this year. They have had a lot of opportunities, regardless of what's going on. They're extremely capable and very, very resourceful, very hardworking, usually extremely on top of their game, always generally leaning towards authority and leadership, amassing all sorts of wealth and businesses and who knows what, you know, with thousands of people working with them or beneath them or whatever you want to say. They're in the background pulling the strings a lot of times. You may not even know that, you know. They're pretty subdued, withdrawn. They have a lot of love, though. They have a lot of depth to them. That earth is that grounded, practical, sensible, steadfast, reliable cardinal sign. So like you, you both like to do. You like to be keeping things going. You like to have new ideas coming and, you know, actually seeing them through fruition. So I like this a lot for the two of you. You know, the groundedness is important for you, Cancer, because you get into your emotions sometimes. You want to retrieve, and you just, there's that steadfast trust and reliability that I spoke of. And it's beautiful for the two of you. And you have the Queen of Cups together. Ooh, that's the epitome of just love. That's you, really. That's a Cancer, Scorpio, or Piscean energy with the water. And the Queen is just the one who wants to maternally just care for everybody, and will do so, and will give and give until there's no more to give. And just share their love, you know? That's what their whole thing is, filling people's cups. Just being so caring and selfless in so many ways. And the two of you feel that now, and it's a beautiful connection happening. I like that a lot for when I read that energy and that tarot message to people. And then we have Cancer and Aquarius. Listen, this is a combination and coupling that I see all the times in love and friendship. And it's because anybody can get along with anybody. Some people just resonate better, and some like the fact that they want to be with someone completely different, and some like that they want to be with someone very similar. And this is a little bit of both. You have the air once again, and that's the mind and the thoughts and the words and the expression. And I know that all of those are what a part of Cancer, even being a water sign. So I think the emotional communication that comes through with this can be absolutely beautiful. And, you know, this is a fixed sign, so there's a lot of idealism with an Aquarian. There's a lot of fairness and justice and caring for everybody. They want to see everybody fed, everybody taken care of. They care about, you know, the world at large. They're usually leaders in groups and big masses of, you know, organizations. And like I say, a lot of times I've known Aquarians that start these nonprofits and things for people to help those less fortunate, ruled by Uranus. So something may occur out of the blue with this full moon in Taurus, which is now what Uranus, the sign Uranus is in, like I said. So it could just bring some incredible revelations and beautiful, unexpected surprises and gifts for the two of you. Let's see what the message says. I absolutely love this. Absolutely fast forward, triumphant mastery and success in your endeavors, in what you're doing, in your job, in yourself, in the relationship. Fast forward movement. It doesn't matter that we're in a retrograde. It does represent transportation. It represents cars, maybe investing in a new car, that maybe you win a new car. I'm serious. Anything is possible with the Uranus influence, which, you know, Aquarius has been born with. So that's a part of them. They may come up with surprises all the time, which you kind of dig. Something new, something adventurous, you know, scientific and technology highlighted, because that's what Uranus is too. And I don't know, I love this. It seems beautiful. It seems positive. And movement, like I said, maybe traveling together. If not figuratively, I mean planning it. Because we can all do that at some point again. Mark my words, this is all temporary. It is. And it's not happening and stopping tomorrow, but it is going to. We're working towards that. And that's also what this represents, keeping that positivity. And by the way, that represents you, Cancer. That is you. The major arcana of the Chariot. That's the Cancer. And there's the new moon and the new ideas and the new possibilities through thick and thin, you know, the black and white sphinxes in front. You've seen it, you understand that, you know, and you're working through that too. And it's not going to stop either of you. So then you have beautiful Cancer and Pisces. Both water signs, both super sensitive, impressionable, caring, nurturing, selfless energies. Artistic, creative, you know. the old soul of Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac, you know, the 12th sign, just understanding every single element of every single astrology sign, and all the personalities taken on in one. The chameleon of the signs, right? A mutable sign, changeable, adaptable, moody, you know, overly sensitive sometimes, also feeling and picking up on all energies and sensing and understanding, you know, things that aren't seen, the underworld, the Neptunian, you know, influences, which is their ruling planet, the hidden, obscure, sometimes fantasy, you know, escapism kind of energy, but just understanding each other so well without even speaking, because you get it and you feel each other's emotions and caring. Beautiful, beautiful connection on all levels. So your specific energy message and tarot message is the 5 of Cups. Well, I mean, this makes so much sense because, like I said, you're both water signs. Cups are the water, right? And right now, I think, regardless of anything I also mentioned, there's a lot of sentimentality with the water signs, and just the idealism of how beautiful it would be if everybody got along and cared and accepted the diversities within ourselves and our lives and our world. And we're working towards that more and more, you know, which has been pretty evident this year. But you feel the loss, you feel the pain, you feel the sorrow. You take it on, you do. And it's highly recommended that you stop together and meditate together and do the walks, get into nature, take time to be with yourselves and to, you know, take deep breaths and to try to eliminate the pain that you're taking on and feeling that's existing in the world. But knowing behind you is those 2 standing up cups, because there's always, always something to be grateful for. There's a blessing in every moment of our lives. And I think the 2 of you are those blessings right now. So I understand that. I really do. If anybody's taking on the pain of the world, it is the beautiful water signs. But care and nurture yourself, okay? And then you have the Cancer and Aries. This is pretty cool too. It's got that, once again, fire and water, and it's definitely a combination I've seen. The feminine and just the sensitivity is very attractive to the fiery, passionate signs of Aries and Sagittarius and Leo. And Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, also a cardinal sign. So you both have that innate understanding of wanting to do and to create and to keep things moving. And it's been hard on the cardinal signs because this year has stopped a lot of that. Not in our minds, but physically. And physically is huge, right? Strongly asking that you both kind of continue to keep the movement going in whatever way you choose. But that's a very strong message coming through from my higher spirit. And, you know, there's a lot of passion and everything. And we've had, like I said, Mars, the ruling planet of Aries, in retrograde in Aries for a while. And it'll go forward in November. Watch the momentum change. Watch the relationship start to take on a new feel and a new energy, which is going to be beautiful. Okay, so anything that's paused, you're feeling a little questioning about anything, it's just what's going on in the world and the planet. So it was time to stop a little bit. It's time to retreat and to retrieve and just kind of take a time, take a beat, right? Your message together, yeah, is the 8 of Swords. Well, that's our minds again. That's the swords. That's creating difficult thoughts and hard realities and focusing on that maybe when it's really just a matter of thinking different thoughts. It's self-inflicted because you can get through all these swords. There's plenty of space. There's really no constriction at all. But our minds do that sometimes. We're all human. I feel like that's what's been happening. I feel like because of the retrograde, you know, the communication has been strained, or maybe you're not able to communicate and you're feeling like, well, what's going on? Why haven't I heard from this person, or so forth? It's temporary, trust me. And do the meditation, like I said, whatever that is for you. It can be 2 minutes a day. Deep breathing will eliminate the thoughts. It helps them to pass like clouds. As soon as you do that, you're pushing the oxygen and you're making the movement happen, and that will free up the constraining thoughts that are there, you know, like in the most natural way. So yeah, this is temporary. It's definitely what we do to ourselves, and it's something we can change that quickly. And then we have Taurus and Cancer, which is pretty amazing. And also very, very helpful for you, Cancer, because there's that grounded, stable, reliable, strong strength that is very attractive to a lot of people. The bull is what it is. It's set in its ways. It's determined to do what it needs to do. It's a fixed sign. It is hell-bent on making an achievement and growing their wealth and living the life they choose and sharing that with those that they love. And they do just that. The Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus is the beautiful Venetian planet, also ruling Libra. Actually, Venus is in Libra right now through the 21st of November. So there's a lot of beautiful love and magical energy and feelings. And if this connection is feeling that, that's exactly why, regardless of what else is going on in the world, it kind of makes that evaporate when you're in love, you know? Your heart feels filled, and you just you let go of those things that aren't even making you feel good anyway, and you're focusing more on your love and your connection. And yeah, the bull Taurus is known for the sign of money. They just have this innate, beautiful ability to manage money properly and invest it in the right ways. And like I said, they're not going to half-ass do anything. They are in it to win it, and they're going to share that, and you love that. That is that stable, grounded feeling and security that you can trust and rely on. And your energy message is okay, Capricorn. That represents Capricorn, but it's the devil. So have no fear. The devil is there to help us, believe me, like anything else. But on a religious sense, I remember thinking the devil, oh my gosh, well, there isn't any devil in my mind anymore. I was born and raised Catholic, strictly my opinion. The devil is anything that's not helping us in our everyday living circumstance. They say hell is right here on earth. And so just being aware of things we're doing to self-sabotage ourselves, to think badly, because right now with the major planets in Capricorn, which is what this, like I said, card represents, about structure and being ruled by Saturn, which went forward in Capricorn, which is now going to be exact with Capricorn, Jupiter, and Pluto. The Pluto, the planet of transformation and discernment and critical aspects of ourselves, and just being really harsh on ourselves. That could be something you could stop right off the bat, something that you need to change, maybe the way you talk to yourself, the way you think. It kind of comes out for those 8 of Swords too. And just staying away from people that you feel are toxic and that aren't for your highest good. Sometimes it's so hard to think, wow, there's some family members that I just always thought we were going to be there and be support. It doesn't always work that way, not if they're not making you feel the best that you can feel and are in your corner or in supportive mode. Because families can be different things to everyone, right? I have great family friends that are closer than my family in a lot of ways. So just being aware of that. Anything you might be doing, vices, taking care of yourself is essential right now. And you'll be very, very grateful that you did, because it'll just make you feel better and be able to be the best person that you can be. So that's what I see for your beautiful messages for the individual zodiac signs. And we're going to finish with your messages from the Oracle divinations I have that I absolutely love. This is the first one, which is Wisdom of the Oracle. And this is for all the beautiful Cancers. Thank you for your contribution and your depth. It's deeply appreciated. And your highlighted connection, as well as all your individual connections today. And moving forward, your special, special loving message from Spirit is, I'm sorry, I don't know what it is. I just love the colors right now. Higher power. Oh, God. There you go. That's what you do. You're in touch with your higher power, and that's all that matters, because with that, everything else comes, all the manifestation, all the deepest feelings and the beliefs. And we just tune into that, you know? And it's number 4, which is what we are. We're in a 4-year, but 4 is stability. It's security. It's that root chakra, you know? And the beautiful illustration of a divinely, you know, divine being, I suppose, perhaps you know, in total touch with that. Asking for guidance, you know, knowing that it's always available to you. Let's read and see what it says, though, because it's new. I haven't pulled that one yet since I've gotten this deck. Right on 4. Essential meaning: conscious contact with a higher power, the presence of the divine, seeing source energy in all things, committing to a partnership with Spirit. And that sounds exactly what's happening with your reading today. The Oracle's message. This card reminds you that you are more than a person trying to get ahead and make things happen for yourself and others. You have an immortal soul and are gifted with a human life through which a higher power can express itself. At this time, you need to be conscious of your connection to Spirit and foster it through prayer and meditation. Ask, what is the highest good for all? How can I serve? Then get out of your way and trust that there is a plan for your life more wondrous than you can ever know. You are always protected and divinely directed. I love that they came out for you. And I love that the full moon will really bring forth a lot more information as well. Powerful information. You may already be picking up on and understanding, you know. I wouldn't put it past you, but I think it's going to be beautiful in a lot of ways, and utilize that higher power that you have. It's such a beautiful gift. We all actually have. Then we're going on to your last super attractor manifestation message. Once again, for all the beautiful Cancers and all your beautiful loving connections, may they continue to thrive and grow. And you have the ability to manifest anything you want through what you're feeling, right? Bringing it into your life tangibly. Gosh, I haven't seen this in so long. Third eye apparently again. I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith are enough to allow my vision to become my reality. Higher power, third eye, but basically the passion in your abilities with your second chakra, the creative aspect, right? We think and feel and we create every moment. Be intentional about it, right? Create what it is you want. And that will help those and others that you love. Wow. I love the synchronicity in that. I love this message, and I love you. I appreciate you being here very, very much. I hope you enjoyed that, and that you will definitely come back and see me again. I'll be here every day. And like I said, I go around the zodiac signs, so it's your sign now. Maybe you want to see other friends and connections you have in the days coming up. I would love that. And most importantly, like I say to everybody, take extremely good care of yourself, because it's so important, and then you can be anything and everyone to everyone. So thanks again, and until next time, bye-bye.